Welcome to another allotment diary. Right, I've been down here a little bit. I've cleared some space. You can see here this was covered in weeds, and I found, just zoom in there, there's a blackberry and a loganberry bush, and we have over here this here, let's have a look, that's goji berries. There's two of the bushes there, so I've just got to clear that one a little. It's you can see there's some weeds around, so I'm going to clear that. I've gone back to the edge of the boundary, so I'm going to be putting a border in there probably a bit later on today if I get 5 minutes. So that's very good. So this is nice, exciting. It's cleared. So I've got two gooseberry bushes, which I'm going to put in over here, and then you can see I'm clearing over here as well. I've got 4 more rhubarbs to come down, so I've got one there, another one there, and one there to form a nice square, and that'll be pretty good. This bed here was all overgrown not too long ago, and you see some couch grass over there that needs clearing. One thing I have done is I've been pulling down all the tall grasses. There's been quite a lot of tall grass. You can see if I sort of look over that way, there's quite a lot of still tall grass, but around here I pulled a lot of it down, and actually it's made an awful lot of difference in how the allotment looks and feels. It feels a lot clearer having taken that grass down. So I am going to see if I can get my hands on the strimmer, and then I can strim a lot of this down rather than pull it by hand, which obviously is going to be a lot easier for me. So we have some new additions to our allotment family here. Let's have a look at this. This is something called ochre or okra. It depends on how you pronounce it. It's OCA is how it's pronounced, it's spelt, and it's a New Zealand yam. So what this is it grows sort of tubers, which are kind of like, if they're small you can eat them like radishes, and if they're big then you can eat them just like a new potato. They're surprisingly hardy. The tubers are frost hardy if they stay under the ground, though you can lift them, put them in a cool frost-free place, and then they'll be okay the following year. If you're going to get a deep frost, they're not going to be okay in the ground. They're an autumn pick, so come autumn you can lift these and use them. You may need to cloche them, put cloches over them if there's going to be a frost. Now these were given to me by a fellow allotment holder, and I've got 8 clumps of plants there. Very interesting. They preserve for months at room temperature, so absolutely fantastic to use and keep. So they need spacing about that far, about 2 feet, 1.5 foot, 2 feet apart. So if I zoom out a little, there, look, you can see the spacing between them there. So that works very, very nicely. Now what I have is, I realised I bought an awful lot of onions. I'm quite surprised how many I have bought, to be really truthful for you. I've obviously kept seeing them on special offer and cheap, and thought, brilliant, I'll have those. Unfortunately I now have an awful lot of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm planting them here in rows. There's one row going across there, and there's going to be another row just here. What I've done is I've marked the row at one end because of the way the plot's going, and the fact that I've not cleared behind me yet. If I turn around, look, I've not cleared all the way to the end of the plot, so I'm doing horizontally because I just want to get these in, because frankly I'm worn out from digging and pulling weeds, so I just want a bit of a break. So that's why I thought I'd stop, sit down and put some onions in. So I'm still being productive, but just not so. I've got a little visitor on my compost heap there. Let's see if we can see him. There's a little blackbird just been on the compost heap there, having a nose around, so that's nice. Lots of birds down here. Luckily no onion thieving pigeons. So what I've done is I've just lightly dug over the area here, just giving it a quick fork over. I'm having to take a bit of a more pragmatic approach than I'd prefer to these plots. Because I'm putting onions in here, this plot doesn't need deep digging. So because I'm quite limited on time, it's getting late in the season, what I've done is I've just shallow dug this dug this plot in rows. I've got all the weeds out, I've dug the weeds out. So what I will do next year is, obviously onions won't be growing here again, so come springtime, when I've got a bit more time, I will dig this plot properly and deeply and get all the stones out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to plant some onions. So we've got our onions set, so you can see some of them like that, some of them like this one here. It's just, there's nothing left of it because I'm quite late with them. There's nothing there. That's rubbish. That's not worth planting. But a lot of these others, and this is one reason I bought so many, is I realised that because it's late, quite a few of them are going to be way past its best. This one, just fine, absolutely fine, nice firm onion. So what we do is we put it in the ground like that, and then I'm just going to push some soil down and just leave the tip exposed. So you can see just the tip exposed there. And then we do the next one. We can dig holes, or we can just push them into the ground like that. Just leave the tip exposed. Here's another one here. You can see this one here has actually started to shoot. This is a shoot coming up there. Let's put that one in. There you are. So I'm spacing them reasonably close together. I'm not really planning on them becoming giant show winning onions. I just want onions out of the ground, so I'm not overly fussed, to be really honest with you. So I'm spacing them about 3-4 inches apart, something like that. And you see, just put them in like that. Once I've planted each row or a couple of rows, give them good water in, and obviously that's going to make sure that they're at their best. And that there's another one there. That one, see, very squidgy. That's no good, unfortunately. But most of these other ones are just fine. As I said, I'm late, I know it, but at the end of the day, the growing season's long enough for onions. It just means that I'll be lifting them after everyone else. So while everyone else is enjoying onions, mine will still be in the ground. But it's no great loss to humanity. I can live. It's not a competition at the end of the day. We're here for fun and to enjoy ourselves. So yeah, I'll get planting these rows, and we should have lots of tasty onions a bit later on in the season. Once they come up, I'll show you how I store them. I've got a great way of storing them, and they last for months, so I'll show you that very soon. But that's it for now. I'm going to go back to planting a couple more rows of onions, and then back to weeding. I need to get my my rhubarb. That one there is doing okay, but the other three that are waiting to come down are in pots at home, and unfortunately they're starting to get the leaves starting to yellow. They're getting very unhappy, so it's very important they come down here in the next couple of days. So unfortunately the weather forecast isn't good. We're looking at quite a lot of rain over the next couple of weeks, so that's a bit of a problem, to be honest, but we'll get through it. We'll get down here, and I'll get that rhubarb in, and we'll have a great crop. Obviously I can't pick any this year. You have to leave it in the ground for a year and then pick it the following year, but next year there'll be a lot of tasty rhubarb, and I'll start sharing some of my favourite recipes with you soon.